How do you use an infrared sauna? First of all, you need to set it up at home, of course. Start by plugging it in. You don't need a special power supply either, so it's super simple. Before you start your infrared session, you need to go through a few steps. You can start by pressing the button labeled LIVE. That stands for light. With that, you can turn on the lights in the sauna. And if you press the power button for about 5 seconds, the infrared sauna will turn on. Next, you can set the temperature and duration of your sauna session. Keep in mind, there's also a warm-up time, 5 to 10 minutes to warm up, then about 30 minutes in the sauna. So I'm going to set the time now, so I'm setting the time to 40 minutes. And after that, you can set the temperature. When setting the temperature, we always recommend setting it higher than your own desired maximum temperature. So for example, I set this one to 65. And why do we do that? The moment the infrared sauna reaches the set temperature on the control panel, the infrared heaters stop continuously emitting infrared and the infrared emission is paused. As a result, we receive less infrared on the body, and that's not what we want. But there's a simple trick to still manage the temperature and keep the infrared heaters running at full power. You do this by, for example, leaving the door slightly open, and here in the roof of the cabin is the ventilation, and here in the roof of the cabin is the vent. You can open this and then the temperature will rise less quickly or may even drop slightly. You can open this and then the temperature will rise less quickly or may even drop a bit. The warm-up time serves two purposes. First of all, you make sure that the sauna has a pleasant temperature before you step in. 30 degrees is a nice starting point for most people. And secondly, the long and medium wave emitters need a few minutes to get going. While the sauna is heating up, have a glass of water. Because you're going to sweat in the sauna. So staying hydrated is very important. The infrared cabin is now at 32 degrees, so it's pleasant to start the infrared cabin is now at 32 degrees, so it's comfortable to begin your session. Another important thing is that you should always place a towel on the bench and on the floor. This is for hygiene, but also to preserve your sauna. During your sauna session, you can choose between different emitters. Here, for example, we have an emitter with a short wave. It penetrates deeply into the body and is also ideal for muscle pain, joint pain, and even for rheumatic complaints. Then, on these two sides, we also have the low EMF carbon emitters. These are ideal for your neck and shoulder area. These are also much less intense than the others, so you can sit in front of them for longer. Then, on the side, we also have two all-round emitters that are also ideal for relaxation and stress reduction. At the end of the session, the infrared cabin switches off. At the end of your session, the infrared cabin switches off. You take your hands outside. Leave the door open so the sauna can ventilate properly. Then it's time to shower. Unlike a traditional sauna, after an infrared session, you don't need to rinse with cold water. You can simply use lukewarm water, which is ideal for your skin's recovery after the session.